like to talk about two barriers. Here we have one. Quite special, sculpted in the middle. And this one, which is quite similar to the other one, at least the concept of sculpting the center of the object. When I first saw them here from afar, I thought it was an exhibition using all pieces or all ornaments of one of the beautiful Renaissance castles that we have here in Denmark. At that time I didn't know about the concrete barriers exhibition or artwork by Sven Kleiman. When I saw these sculptures and tried to connect this to the energy work I'm sharing with you here, I actually thought of a vignette by the Canadian illustrator Tahis. She has a vignette called Things to Do with Grief. Yes, so how to transform grief. I think that before we work with something, we need to understand it. So we need to understand emotions. Grief is an emotion. Emotions are energy in motion. And when that energy is stuck, that's when we get sick, in the emotional body or in our physical body. So we need to get that going to get us out of that place of sickness. Then grief is a pretty profound, a pretty deep emotion. According to Prune Harris, she can see energy. She tells us that grief gets distributed around the body by the breath. So when we breathe, we get in all that grief, and that's why when we're grieving, it feels all over the place. It feels ever present. It's a very sticky, very like hard energy and brittle energy, and it's also static, so it's preventing us from having our normal ebb and flow, and that's something we need to reestablish when we are grieving. So first things first, we need to get that out. So one way to get it out is by crying. That's a very useful way to relieve ourselves from the grief. And it's not this kind of self-pity cry or drama cry, which we sometimes need, that's for sure. That's something we can use when we need it. But a different kind of cry here, like really grieving it, feeling it, accepting it, and then kind of letting flow those tears. Then we can also use a few energy exercises that I have learned with Prune and also with Donna Eden. The first one is something suggested by Prune, and Donna Eden is suggesting the second exercise, which she's also a pretty known energy healer or energy expert. So let's start. The first thing we can do is to, just a second, is to tuck our four fingers here under the arm, leaving the thumb up. And this is something that connects the lungs with the heart. You have a very good idea because the heart has a very strong energy field, and the lungs are distributing the air all over our body, so we can get them connected with some nice breaths while touching, just touching. We don't need to do anything with force. And taking some big deep breaths while thinking about trust, because according to Prune, that's actually the opposite emotion from grief. She has seen people moving out from grief and they start to move into the energy of trust when they start to get rid of that grief. It's also quite good for the cold we have today. It is one of the coldest days this winter, now in January 2021 here in Copenhagen. Now, the second energy, which as I said is from Donna Eden, it says that we have to connect here, our fingers, making like a circle in front of our chest, and then we breathe in or out as we feel while we open the arms. We decide if we want to breathe in or out when we open, and then close again, taking our fingers together. So basically what we are doing here is opening up for everything good, everything we want to have, letting that grief living and then filling that space with what we want to have, and then closing again to honor that place of grief where we are. Like, it's just like our grief. We close in, we expand when we take the air, and then we close in again when we exhale. So, welcoming what we want, but at the same time recognizing that we're not feeling so well now. We are grieving now, right? And this is not something that is gonna cure you immediately. You have to do this continuously, a lot of times, and of course doing the rest of the grieving work, the process that it's implied in this. If you're maybe going to the psychologist with this problem, then this is a support tool. So I hope you join me in the next video.